Over the last few months, our lives have changed. With COVID-19 infecting millions of people, most of the world going into lockdown, and workers risking their lives so the rest of us can stay home, it's a confusing and scary time for all of us. A lot of us turn to video games as a way to pass a lot of our newly found free time. You can only replay a game the same way so many times though, and most of the new games we were looking forward to have been delayed. With this, I saw my chance to help in whatever small way I can. I reached out to a number of my Zelda tuber and content creator friends with one clear request: come up with the COVID-19 Legend of Zelda challenge. And boy did they! We have a lot of challenges covering quite a few Zelda games, and I'm presenting them to you now, to provide you some entertainment with hopes you use these to pass the time during social isolation, or to de-stress after a long shift on the front lines. A few quick things before we get started. First off, Masked Nintendo Bandit intended to contribute but was unable to. He is not only a frontline worker, but at a hospital no less, and he just found himself too busy. He deserves massive props and support in this busy time, so if you somehow aren't subscribed to him already, please pause this video and go do so. Or even better, go hit up his Patreon. On a second quick note, I try to do these big videos on a somewhat regular basis, so if you would like to be notified about the next big collaboration, consider subscribing and clicking the bell. And lastly, if any of these challenges interest you enough to try, please consider donating to charity. I'll be donating to Heart to Heart International, who are on the front lines of the battle against the virus and deserve every penny they get. Here's a fun idea. Donate a certain amount, say $1, $2, or $5, for every challenge that interests you enough to try. And for every challenge you fail, donate again. I'll be trying all the challenges, so I'll be donating right along with you. If you're a content creator, consider making videos or streaming them. I think I might do that as well. And now, I present to you the Legend of Zelda Challenge Extravaganza to fight social isolation. On to the first challenge.
What's up guys, it's Edible Incredible, and today I'll be presenting my Lino Hour Challenge. It's simply how many Linos you can slaughter in 60 minutes. So there's a few different variations to this challenge. You could just do it on normal mode, or master mode, or if you're really feeling spicy, you could restrict yourself to only killing golden Linos. Of course that'd mean you'd need a master mode file with all 4 divine beasts completed. So being fully prepared beforehand is half the battle. Make sure you have plenty of food, fairies, and weapons, but most importantly, make sure you mark as many Linos on your map as you can, cause you'll probably be surprised how many you can get through. Also, be sure to place a travel medallion near Linos that are farther from shrines, like the 2 that reside north of Death Mountain. So on streams, I've managed to kill 16 on normal mode, and 12 when I tried the golden Lino only restriction. I'd love to see how many you guys could butcher. I'm pretty sure I died at least once on all my attempts, so I'm sure you guys could do better. But make sure you have some water on you before you start that timer. But wow, I'm like all sweaty now. Oh, and one huge rule, no ancient arrows, please. That'd be some cheese. Well, I really appreciate Nehru reaching out to me for this collab. Have fun slaying some Linos. I hope you all stay hype, and on to the next one.
Hello everybody, it's me, Zeno, from that one channel, Zeno Gamer, and I'm here today, joining you for this collaboration of Zelda challenges. Nehru was nice enough to ask me to join in on this, so I'm here. I'm going to share a wonderful Wind Waker challenge with you. So let's just go on into the role, shall we? So, my challenge is called the Windfall Island Infiltration Challenge. The goal of this challenge is to reach the top floor of Windfall Island's mansion, silence Mila's father, break the pots inside the mansion in peace, and get out unnoticed. A few rules to go along with this challenge will be you have to sail to Windfall from outside its regional square inside the map. You also need to dock in a remote location unseen by anyone on the island, and just don't be seen at all. That's the whole point, you know? Pots or other throwables can be used as ammo to knock out citizens and eliminate them as obstacles. The use of items is allowed. Being caught in an NPC's line of sight does result in the infiltration being compromised, so you will need to return to the shore to restart it. So that's the basic gist of it. It's a stealth Wind Waker challenge, and we're just gonna do a quick little run through of it right now. And it's gonna be probably a little hilarious and a little sad. Alright, so we are starting now. I know you guys can't see, but I am currently outside the square of ocean that Windfall is located in, so we're so far so good. I doubt we've been seeing the children were over on that side. That guy's looking out that way. I don't think we've been seen. Alright, so we have docked along the back of the bomb shop here, and we're just going to start the infiltration right here. I am not going to count the pigs as something you need to stay out of sight of in this one, because, like, pigs can't be alerted. Pigs can't be alerted to whatever the heck we're doing. I'm just gonna go along the side right here. The two biggest points of annoyance in this challenge and hardest parts are that old man right there and the one guy with the orange hair that just moses around town like he owns the place. Oh my gosh, old man, could you walk any slower? Oh Lord, he coming. He coming. Okay, we are in the clear. We are finally moving on. Yeah, this is probably a better option. Oh my gosh. I hate you. You know what? I hate you. I can't even remember his name, but I really don't like him. Okay, I really wanted to hit him with a pot, but that's actually not the most optimal route at this point. If we just, like, go right by, we should be fine. Yeah, okay. And watch this. Now that's some dedication, Link. How the heck do you even do that? The goal is in sight. Let us grasp it. It's nothing personal. And now may it be time to reap the rewards. Oh, there's a chest here. Nice! This is what we were born to do. Everyone who plays this game knows it. Everyone who's ever played any Zelda game knows it. Thank you all for joining me. Now we gotta find our way out. But I will leave that up to you. And just ignore the fact that he's still saying that. I tied him up. I didn't kill him, you know. I know this challenge might have been a little unorthodox, and it might have worked a little better with other Zelda games, but as I told Nehru, I was looking for an excuse to play Wind Waker again, and this was perfect. I hope you enjoyed the challenge, though. I enjoyed the challenge, and if you want to try it out, go ahead. It's pretty fun. Also, maybe check me out on YouTube, Xenogamer, even though you call me Xeno. It's weird, I know. Make sure you stay inside, stay safe, and remember, orange hair guy, he's bad. He's terrible. I hate him, okay? Next challenge.
Oh, it's my turn. What's crackin', lads? It's me, Dylan, from the channel known as Dylnamic. And while I might be sort of halfway-ish on hiatus right now, I definitely have time to show myself for this video. Shoutouts to Nehru for graciously reaching out to me for this project. So, let's cut right to the chase. What is my Zelda challenge? Well, let us turn our attention to Breath of the Wild, the Zelda game most ripe with potential for self-imposed challenges. This game is so free and unbound you'd think it just escaped from prison. There are so many different ways to forge your journey in this game. And honestly, it gets more and more limitless the more people discover about it. So, how would a playthrough look if we were to impose some limits on it? Everyone, I present to you the Breath of the Wild Classic Challenge. This challenge lasts from the beginning of the game all the way until you obtain the Master Sword. Doesn't seem that long, right? Well, you haven't heard the rules yet. First, here are all of your tasks. You must complete at least 40 shrines, 3 of which must be the ones at the Goddess Springs, and 4 of which must be the ones in the Lost Woods. You must also collect all of the base game memories, including the ones of the champions. Okay, easy enough, but what about the restrictions I mentioned? Well, here's the kicker. First, you may not battle any of the Divine Beasts until after you reclaim the Master Sword. Second, you may not use the paraglider for long distance travel, only to save yourself from falls or ride strong updrafts. This way you can still use it to acquire the scales from the dragons, since it would be insanely difficult otherwise. And third, and this is completely optional and only for the advanced version of this challenge, but you may not climb anything other than the Sheikah Towers, these blocks in some of the shrines, ladders, in small ledges or elevations. Use this one in the Shrine of Resurrection as a reference point. With all of these rules in place, you may play towards the goal however you see fit. Everything presented here is meant to reflect the progression and pacing in the previous Zelda games, hence the challenge's name. As you progress through the first half of a classic Zelda game, you get acquainted with the world around you, but there are many blockades posed by your lack of abilities and tools. You're also presented with a lot of world building, which all culminates in the big twist halfway through. Around finding out this big twist, you acquire the legendary blade, and it is then that the world busts wide open for you, and you're free to tackle all that still lies ahead, with little standing in your way now. Once the Master Sword is in your hands, our challenge is over, and you may finish your journey however you please. Now, free the Divine Beasts and take down Ganon. Thanks again to Nehru for reaching out to me for another group video. It's always a pleasure. If you want to check my channel out, you can. Once again, I'm Dylnamic on YouTube. Like I said though, since my personal life is pretty bonkers, I'm kind of in limbo right now when it comes to my content schedule. I hope to try and bring things back to normal sooner or later. For now though, I'm so glad I was able to participate in this. Now, on to the next challenge.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss Nekotendo, and I have a challenge for you to complete in Breath of the Wild. I just wanted to thank Nehru for including me in this collab. It is an absolute honor, and let's jump right into it. So as we know, Breath of the Wild has a large variety of wildlife present in the game. So my challenge is kind of like a scavenger hunt, and I call it the Wildlife Photographer Challenge. Your objective is to take pictures with all the animals on the list provided. There is no time limit, and the only rule is that Link must be in the picture too. Here is a list of 20 animals, and feel free to get creative with your pictures. Good luck on completing your challenge. Let me know if you're able to complete it, because I would love to see your pictures, and just make sure not to let any enemies get in the way of your shot. Thank you again to Nehru for having me on your channel. Please remember to stay safe and healthy, everyone. And until next time, remember to game on.
Has quarantine life got you down? Is your backlog just too much to tackle? Have your creative juices been running stagnant? Hi, my name's Tyler Townsend from the YouTube channel Tyler Townsend, here to present to you the Breath of the Wild The Floor is Lava Challenge. Why play the floor is lava in real life and exert all that precious energy and potentially break something when you can pose that challenge to yourself inside the Kingdom of Hyrule? Your furniture and body will thank you. This challenge is fairly straightforward. Make it from the cliff at the Shrine of Resurrection all the way to Hyrule Castle without touching the ground. Easier said than done, trust me. While this challenge is simple in concept, there's a few stipulations that need to be gone over. You aren't permitted to use horses or the Master Cycle Zero and can only use one stamina buff. But if you act right now, we'll throw in this special offer. You are permitted to use Rivali's Gale, stand on any building and structure as well as any rock formations. Not good enough for you? We'll even let you shield surf at no additional cost. What do you mean I'm getting evicted? Noise complaint. So there you go, there's the conditions that apply to this challenge. Get creative with it. Maybe launch yourself into the stratosphere, or take it easy and call in an Uber.
Hey everyone, Rick here from RMFH Gaming, at behest of Nehru, to present you with the Breath of the Wild challenge. Seeing as everyone has been locked inside lately, we thought it would be fun to put together a video to test your skills. Under normal circumstances, I would toss a 3-heart run at you, but today we'll be trying something a bit different. The Ultimate Birdman Challenge. Here's the prereqs. Number 1, you must register for the Birdman Flight Challenge at the Ridgeland Tower. Number 2, you have to wear the complete Snowquill set. Number 3, collect, build, and use a flying machine atop the tower. And number 4, you need to at least complete one wind bomb, aka Bill, before landing your flight. Sounds crazy, right? Well, you're not wrong, but boy is it a good time. Before I get going with my challenge, here's a few tips to help you with yours. I recommend cooking as many dishes of enduring fried wild greens, which can be created by cooking 5 Endura carrots in a pot. You can farm for your Endura carrots near Satori Mountain and all of the fairy fountains scattered across Hyrule. I've left markers in the footage above for your convenience. This dish will help you keep your stamina up while gliding across Hyrule Field, making for an even longer flight. For the flying machine, I usually grab the 2 minecarts located in Hyrule Castle, as they're closer to Ridgeland Tower. Feel free to try the others atop Death Mountain, just remember the lava is a pain to deal with. Again, I've left markers for the 2 most convenient sets of minecarts for you to go after. If you happen to need help learning how to pilot your flying machine, I recommend checking out the video in the description below. Once you've got that mastered, either drag or fly your creation up to the top of the Ridgeland Tower to prepare for the flight of your life. The last tip I have for you is to practice those bills. The longer you chain, the farther you'll go. Anyone needing tips on this Breath of the Wild glitch can check out my video on the subject in the description below. And that's all I have for you. Now let's see what you can do. How far can you get in the Ultimate Birdman Challenge? Still confused at what it is? Let me show you.
G'day, my name's Nurchin. You know when you go to the pub and there's always that one bloke who's gas-bagging about their victories of the past, you know, their names like Bazza or Davo. You know, everyone knows a Davo. And he's like, oh, this one time I punched a shark in the face. Or did I ever tell you this one time I beat up 3 people at once in a street fight? And you know for a fact, Davo couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. Well, now it's time for you to steal his limelight with the Breath of the Wild Pub Legend Challenge. Rules are simple. This is a timed challenge starting at any pub. All you have to do is run out and kill a Hinox, a Talus, and a Lynel, in any color, in any order. Just remember, you have to take a selfie with it before you kill it, because you can't take a selfie with it after you kill it, can you? Then run back to the pub to show off your proof and become the next pub legend. Simple enough, but the pub does have some house rules. First thing, no food or drink off the premises. So you're allowed to have a snack, maybe you want a pint of frog juice, maybe make yourself a chicken parmesan, but once you're out and about, no more snacking. That's cheating. Secondly, there's nothing honourable about a 2-on-1 fight, so leave the champions out of this. Except for Rivali. I mean, he's just like your Uber, he's just getting you there. That's fine. Okay, here we go. The frogs in the pot, let's see what we got.
Oh, yeah. Get all this off. Have a bit of a snack, chicken parmesan for the road. Weapon, sword, let's rock and roll. Start the timer. And we're off. Right, my noble steed. Gas, gas!
Alright, no need to wake him up. Just get a good angle of his, his best parts there, and beautiful.
Disgusting!
Oh, shut up, Reefa, no one cares. Alright, there we go, that's it.
No, okay, we're out of here. Let's go.
Oh, that can't be good. That's not. No, don't you shoot me. Don't. Oh, you mongrel. You cheeky mongrel.
Yep. Go bit of a dip. Ooh, that was close. That's alright. We got this. Just keep going. Oh, he can't aim for nuts. That's fine. I was worried he was going to hit me again, but he's not. Oh!
Perfect time for a cheeky sip. And go. Oh, there he is. Come here, handsome. I need a photo with you. Okay, stay there. Yep, no, there. Beautiful.
Nothing personal, kid. Well, yeah, boy, let's go.
Wait, you, wake up. I need a photo. Perfect.
That is a nice boulder.
And up we go. Where is it? Oh, can't I? There we go. And we are out of here. Gee, little behind the mountain shortcut. Oh, that was close. Come on. Duck and weave, duck and weave. Oh! And in he comes. In for the final leg. The crowd goes wild. Oh, Nurchin, you did it. You bloody Nurchin. Not even wearing a shirt. Stop the clock. That's good time.
Absolute legend. Now, I wouldn't recommend this challenge in real life. Killing people is usually very illegal. But most importantly, the pubs are closed, and you should be practicing social distancing. So instead of boasting down at the pub, you can boast online. Using the hashtag Breath of the Wild Pub Legend, you can post a picture, the best one you took, your best time, and whatever other little boast or brag you want to chuck in there. Maybe you got the best possible photo in your nicest attire. Maybe you didn't wear any attire. Maybe you killed them all with nothing but a soup ladle. Either way, that's where the fun part comes in, and I'm very interested to see what you guys come up with. Just remember, stay safe, have fun, and it's dangerous to go alone, but you probably should because that's good social distancing. Bye.
Hey there friendos, Newbornkilik here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a rather interesting yet small challenge in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So this is the no turn challenge. Now what do I mean by no turn? Now there is one simple rule to the no turn challenge, and that is you are not allowed to use the joystick to turn Link in 3D space. Now our main objective is to play through the Great Deku Tree. I figured why not start at the very beginning of the game and get our bearings straight before we just hop right into the Great Deku Tree. As it turns out, this is a great place to learn the mechanics of our challenge. In order to turn around, we have to use things such as doors and loading zones to turn Link around without turning our ourselves around. And in fact, one of the biggest boons in this area are these open doorways. We're actually allowed to enter these doorways no matter which way we go in. We will come out the other side oriented in one direction. It's very simple to abuse that to reorient ourselves in the world around us. Going inside this door straight from Link's house and coming back out allows us perfect passage to the Kokiri sword. The shield is just a matter of collecting rupees and really isn't much of a bother. Heading into the Great Deku Tree, you may expect that the bulk of the challenge will be fighting enemies, however it is not. Any door that we have to interact with, Link has to be within a certain angle of that door to actually open it, and this very much so hinders our progress forward. Luckily for us, we have a variety of tricks that we can use to kind of shift our orientation one way or the other. The most important is going to be dropping off of a ledge, and when Link does this backwards grab animation, by choosing when we Z-target, we can actually decide whether we face towards the gap or face away from the gap. This is insanely useful, and is in fact the only reason we are able to both jump this small gap here and open the doorway to the slingshot. Speaking of obtaining the slingshot, chests are another amazing way to turn around. In fact, anytime that you open up a chest, you automatically turn around and Link holds it up. You know, when that nostalgic music plays, we all love it. But turns out it's actually very useful, and one of the mechanics that actually allows us to beat this dungeon later on. It'll be important, I'll bring it up, I promise. I very easily could have screwed myself out of doing this dungeon with one simple wrong move. But again, we'll get back to that one, no worries. While we're on the subject of the slingshot, aiming it is very clunky and encumbersome, but completely possible to take down all the Skulltrolas on this wall here. Bypassing most of the optional items in the area, we're allowed to make our way up to the top of the Great Deku Tree and jump down through the web. Honestly, once you understand the edge mechanics, most of the level is relatively simple. It just takes a lot of time and patience. The biggest issue in this entire dungeon is actually the room where you have to swim down and hit the switch. Hitting the switch is not necessarily too much of an issue other than the fact that Link turns all willy-nilly, so we have to try our best to avoid that as much as possible. The biggest problem in the entirety of the temple comes from having to rotate our camera to accommodate for this block. Rotating ourselves to get the block pushed or pulled in front of the zone is really no problem. However, getting ourselves rotated back so we can make this jump up top here is the hardest jump in the entire area. I was probably stuck at this part for a good 20 minutes. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to hang off of the side of an object that's too close to another surface. You'll just fall off. The side that we need to orient our camera with even arguably more, we're not allowed to do because the ground is simply too close. Exiting and entering the room unfortunately resets the block's position, making that a complete waste of time. We're also not allowed to hang off the side here to reorient ourselves. However, it was at this point that I came up with a rather clever idea. We can un-Z target as we're about to take damage, and then re-Z target with a new position. Whenever Link takes a significant amount of knockback, he's actually oriented temporarily in the position that he's knocked back from. Now, if we hold the Z button down, we actually go back to our original position, and Link kind of rotates that way on his own. However, if we release Z targeting, allow Link to get hit, and then Z target yet again, Link is put in the new orientation, which allows this entire room to be completed. Using this same logic, the next room is completely doable. It is a bit tricky with the angles, but it is completely possible jump slashing off of this enemy here and allowing him to hit you mid-air. Now on to the part where you absolutely could kind of soft lock yourself into this. In order to burn the webs leading up to Goma on the ground, you have to obtain the fire that you used earlier in the temple by pushing down a block, grabbing the fire, quickly moving across the block yet again and burning the webs. The main problem here is that our orientation is all messed up. The ground here is too close to reorient ourselves in any meaningful way. However, luckily we left both the Golden Skulltrola and the chest available. Using the Golden Skulltrola, we can slightly alter our angle so that we're able to open the chest, which puts us at a much friendlier angle to grab this block here to be fully oriented properly. Getting the proper angle to enter in the code 231 is a bit tricky, but completely not impossible. With one or two lucky shots on Goma, we're able to take her down with relative ease, completing the Deku Tree. Overall, I would say this challenge is actually pretty fun in my opinion. It's a very chill way to play through a game we've all known and all loved for years. Now, of course, I wouldn't try to play through the entire game doing this. Why am I like this? Anyway, on to the next challenge.
Hello everyone, I'm Zelda. Nero approached me to be a part of this collaboration of solo challenges, and I couldn't say no. I've come up with quite a difficult challenge, which may take several tries to pull off, but I assure you, it is possible. My challenge will take place in Breath of the Wild, and must be completed in Master Mode. It is divided into two main parts, getting a Cuckoo to the Great Plateau, and defeating the Lionel on the Great Plateau with said Cuckoo. And each of these parts must be completed with the same restrictions. You must have 3 hearts, no armor, or use any weapons, bows, or shields of any kind. Dying will force you to restart the challenge, as the Cuckoo will despawn and it is needed to complete the challenge. Mipha's Grace, Daruk's Protection, and Urbosa's Fury are not allowed. The only champion ability you are allowed to use is Revali's Gale, and all the rooms are not allowed either. Cuckoos are only found within the South Akala Stable, Kakariko Village, Ateno Village, Dueling Peak Stable, and Riverside Stable. You are free to choose the starting location of this challenge. Carry the Cuckoo from any of these locations all the way to the outskirts of the Great Plateau, but be careful of all the monsters and the Yiga soldiers that will try to kill you along the way. Once you reach the Great Plateau, you will find a small complication. There is no way to carry the Cuckoo to the high ground. As you know, it is virtually impossible to scale up the Great Plateau without climbing, meaning getting a Cuckoo up there will be a serious challenge, as you can't carry anything if you are climbing. So how do you get the Cuckoo up the Great Plateau? I think I might know of someone that can help us. The second and final part of this challenge will consist on taking down the Lionel of the Great Plateau with your Cuckoo. You must make the Lionel attack the Cuckoo to summon a swarm of Cuckoos, while simultaneously avoid all of the Lionel's attacks. Remember, you must not wear any armor or use any weapons, bows or shields of any kind. If you die, you must restart the challenge from the beginning, and all rooms are not allowed. I know this challenge may be a little hard, but I'm sure you can pull it off. Check me out on YouTube at Zelda. We discuss the lore of everything in The Legend of Zelda in detail, as well as occasional theories here and there. So feel free to check out my content. Thanks again to Nehru for allowing me to participate in this collaboration. It is an honor to be a part of collaborations such as this. Now, on to the next challenge.
Hi, I'm Valdirk, and I'm here thanks to Nehru's Collab Challenge to present for your consideration the newest, and possibly even the greatest, Breath of the Wild speedrun challenge to date. The Frog Spotting Speedrun. All you have to do is find the 2 frogs that are present in the game, and capture pictures of them. You'll have to get the camera first, but that's a small sacrifice we'll make in the journey for frogs. Once you've got that, you're free to frog spot away. Without further ado, I shall present my attempt. You know, now that isn't a frog, right? And I tell you why, it's not green or yellow. That's blue, it's got big eyes. So it's kind of frog-like, but it's not frog-like. Those are definitely not frog-like. Why are all these people trying to give me orbs, man? I'm just like, I just want to file some title frogs, and all these old people giving me orbs and telling me to find other old people. That's weird. I don't get it, man. Beyblade, gotta Beyblade it. No, I'm not involved in. That's not a. No. I didn't mean it. It was a prank, okay? It was a prank. It was just a prank. I take it back. It wasn't just a prank. Fuckers. I don't want to look at you. Yep, I fell. That's just the way you get down fast. Why did they build it like all the way up here? Why didn't they just build the final thing like 2 meters down, you know? I have to go. Fuck! I didn't know I had to go see some old bitch. Yeah, okay, cool. Nope. You can't hit me, I'm too fast. I'm in the air.
Target acquired.
Right. There is a frog there. There's 2 frogs, oh my god. Moving slowly and carefully. We got him! Let's hope it rains, cause I'd like it to rain. Got him. 2 out of 2 frogs in record time. We did it. We finished my speedrun. Just want to get a good picture of the 2 frogs. Yup. He's hopping.
That was a long one. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Links for every content creator featured can be found in the description. Please consider going and giving them some support. A huge thanks to all of them. If you do decide to take part in any of these challenges, and especially if you decide to donate, let me know. I have a Twitter and Discord linked in the description, and I would love to see or hear about your runs. Please keep safe, respect social distancing rules, and be careful out there. It's dangerous to go alone.